A criminal defense attorney's job is always challenging, but for the most part, our position is make the state prove their case. State of Indiana is in charge of prosecuting the person, and as a defense attorney, you have no obligation to aid in their prosecution of you. That's why we tell everybody to plead the fifth. Sometimes, though, clients call us and they hire us and they say, I'm innocent. And in those situations, when someone is saying, hey, I'm innocent, I did not do these charges, well, it shifts the responsibilities.
It does.
We still have the obligation to make the state prove their case, but at the same time, we are out there trying to gain evidence that would exonerate our clients. And so Attorney Bailey and I just did a jury trial with this exact situation. Attorney Bailey, give us a little bit of rundown what's going on.
So it's a smaller town where everybody knows everybody. So that made the whole thing interesting. There were 25 potential jurors. 12 of them knew the elected prosecutor. So we walked in, we were at a disadvantage there. But the client calls us and says, I didn't do this. They're saying I did this. I didn't do it. And we had a great offer. But she said, no, I'm not going to take that because I didn't do it. And she helped us out tremendously too. She called us up and said, here are the people you need to talk to. They can vouch. And we called them up and we were able to build a story of what happened, the truth as it came out. So we go to trial, and I think for the first time the prosecutor heard the truth.
He was definitely taken aback by the testimony that's coming out from the witnesses that we have spoken to. And I want to commend Attorney Bailey. We reached out to the clients. We reached out to the witnesses that she gave us names for. Some of the witnesses had even more people to talk to. And we wanted to make sure that if our client was saying she's innocent, we want to do everything we can to present her version. She gave us 5 names. 2 people were not interested in cooperating for lots of reasons. That happens though sometimes. But we had 3 individuals that, hey, they want to talk to us, gave us information, and they said, hey, we will come to trial. We will testify. And in one case, Attorney Bailey came to me. One of our witnesses knew and actually had a social interactions with one of the police officers who was going to testify against our client. And how did that, what was his thought process?
I give him a ton of credit because he told me straight up, he said, if this was my daughter, my wife, someone, I would absolutely want someone to do the same thing for me. He told me, I know these officers. I see them on the weekends. We go to the same shooting range. We hang out, but I'm going to tell the truth. And to his credit, he told the truth, and it was a different version of events than what we saw in the probable cause affidavit. That was absolutely crucial.
And, at trial, the allegation was that our client kicked the arresting officer. And our client, from day one, I did not kick a police officer. I would never kick a police officer. And that's a felony. It's a serious charge. You kick a police officer. Witnesses, our client, plus the other witnesses state there was no kick. The officer came and testified that he was kicked, and I would never call another human being a liar on the stand. I might allude to it, I might dance around, I might hint, but I would never call another human being a liar.
Yeah, I figured it out a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we gave him an out. Hey, it's possible that if she did kick you, it was an accident. And after he's heard numerous individuals say there was no kick, I give him credit. He did say it's possible it was an accident. Once he testified there was an accident, the entire demeanor of the room changed, and we knew we had won the felony charge. And we actually won DUI charge as well. We did lose resisting law enforcement. No, even our client kind of admitted.
She said, I resisted law enforcement.
Yeah, that's a misdemeanor. It's not a far cry from a felony. So no matter what kind of case you have, number one, it's important you have good communication with your attorney. We talked to this client numerous times, and she always said, I'm innocent of felony, I'm innocent of DUI, I maybe not be as innocent as possible in the resisting, but, and we listened to her, and it'd be so easy, like, hey, there's no chance you're going to win. But that's not the route we take, and we always fight for our clients. So make sure whatever attorney you end up getting listens to you, but also fights for you. Any parting words, Mr. Bailey?
I'm just going to say it's so important to help your attorney out. With the evidence you have at the beginning of the case, it'll never be fresher, never be more important than right at the beginning. Tell your attorney everything you know, who they can talk to help build the best possible defense, because that's tremendously helpful.
Absolutely. Remember, always plead the fifth.